Hello, welcome to Math with Beth. And today we are going to be doing derivatives, but using the product and quotient rules. So if you do not already have a basic understanding of derivatives, what they mean, and how to do the power rules, you should probably watch my video on the power rule first. But if you already know that, then here are two special rules. One is the product rule. So it is when we have two functions being multiplied together. The way you find the derivative is you take the first function as it is times the derivative of the second plus the second fraction as it is times the derivative of the first. So that's a little confusing, so let's see it done. Here's my first example. I'm going to take the derivative of this equation, which is obviously a product of two functions. So my derivative of this is going to equal the first equation as it is, so that's the f of x part, times the derivative of the second equation. So here's where I'm going to need the power rule. So if you don't know how I got from here to here using the power rule, definitely stop and watch that video first. Plus the second function as it is times the derivative of the first. So this is like f of x. This is g prime. This is the g of x. This is the f prime. You could obviously multiply all this out and make it nicer, but most instructors, when it's this complicated, will let you stop there. But just know it depends on your instructor if you have to keep going and make this nicer by simplifying. Let's do that again. So if this is my case and I'm thinking this is like the f of x and this is the g of x, for the derivative, I'll do f of x as it is times the derivative of g, but remember, it's a lot easier if you think of this as x to the 1/2. So now when I go do the derivative, I use the power rule to multiply the 3 times 7, subtract 1 from the exponent, minus multiply the 1/2 out front, and subtract 1 from the 1/2. Plus, so this is my f of x times my g prime plus g of x, the way it started, times the derivative of the f. Again, depending on your instructor, you might need to simplify this more, but that is the general idea of how to use the product rule to find a derivative. Now for the quotient rule. So the quotient rule is used when you have a function on top and a different function on the bottom. So something like this, where you can't easily reduce it and make it simpler. Here is the formula for the quotient rule, so it's a little trickier. The top is similar to the product rule, except it's minus. You have to do it in this order, though. So you have to do the bottom function as it is times the derivative of the top minus top function as it is times the derivative of the bottom. And then all of that is over whatever the bottom function was squared. So let me show you how it's done. So hopefully that'll make a little more sense. So following these instructions, g of x, so this is like my f of x and this is like my g of x according to the example. So I need to do g of x times f prime. So the derivative of this, which would just be 2x because the derivative of 1 would go to 0, minus f of x, so that's the top, times the derivative of the bottom, which again would be 3x squared plus 0. So I don't need to write the plus 0. And all of that would be over the bottom function squared. So for these, a lot of times the instructor will want you to at least make the top a little nicer. So I can distribute here to get 2x to the fourth plus 2x minus 3x squared minus 3x to the fourth, which I can then go a little bit further. All I did was I combined the two things that had x to the fourth, and then I just put it in order all over this. So that is how you use the quotient rule. Product rule is a little simpler. Quotient rule is similar on top except for the minus, but then it has this bottom part as well. If you want to see more examples of that or have any questions, please reach out and let me know. Thank you.